What is going on, guys? I hope all of you are doing great out there in the world, and today I am super excited. I have the new Bite N Blast Mosasaurus. Pretty funny, this just came from Amazon super unexpectedly. I totally forgot actually that I pre-ordered this when it was first available. I don't even remember when that came out. I don't remember rather when the pre-order was available, and I guess I got them, which really worked out. That was a great fail-safe because, like I said, when I went to Target the other day, this guy was missing, the super colossal Mosasaurus was missing, and of course the Titanosaurus is gone as well. So I'm just so happy that I was able to get this guy, and it was delivered to my house this morning. So that is so awesome. This is a really cool design to me. I love this one a lot better than the Jurassic World, the previous one, the predecessor, the Jurassic World Mosasaurus. Even though I really did like that one, I thought it was cool. You could totally tell that they put, crocodile DNA in there. I mean, because it looked honestly to me like a Mosasaurus head on a crocodile body with flippers, which is fine. I get it. They're all genetically altered monsters. It makes sense that they would use like a saltwater crocodile's DNA or something like that in there. This is awesome though. I love this new design. It just makes it a little fuzzy for me because wouldn't the original Mosasaurus also still be alive? Well, this one is as well. So there were two loose Mosasaurus. I don't know. We'll see, because this is super interesting to me that we have a loose Mosasaurus around this island when we've also had, we never heard about him yet. So I guess he just hangs out on the Rebirth Island. And one of his flippers is in a bag. That's so funny. He's missing two of his flippers and the end of his tail, so they better be in the box. Here's his little Dilophosaurus that he spits out. I don't think he will be swallowing one in the movie. I would be really surprised if he actually did. That was the thing. I can't wait to see in his mouth. Oh, I haven't even looked yet, so I'm really excited to see what the teeth look like, and they better have that inner jaw in there that all Mosasauruses have. I brought some other of my, I only have one other Mosasaurus figure, and then I have a Tylosaur figure, and I'll show them later so we can compare some scientifically accurate Mosasauruses with our genetically altered demon over here. I love this guy. I love the new look. He looks really cool. This is awesome. All right, knife. Also brought my Mosasaurus tooth. I'm sure you've already saw that. So this is I'll show this later obviously, but a really cool, genuine Mosasaurus tooth. And there's some really cool stuff in this fossil, in the matrix, that I will show you, because there's actually, I believe, 2 teeth in that fossil. That's really cool. Oh, that was easy. Easy. Okay. Oh boy. Got one of these little twine wrapped, really locked in. I don't know if you can see that. The twine is like stuck in. Oh, it's wrapped around. I really don't like that. It's whatever. No way. Ugh. Wow, it was really in there. Look at this guy. He's almost assembled. He's missing some flippers at the end of his tail. I can't wait to try out the feature. I'm not going to do it yet until I get his whole body out. So we'll put our sea monster over here. Let's get out the little Dilophosaurus. What a weird little thing to put in there. And I guess I can use this in my my super colossal Rex that I got too. I can put this in there. I'm not. I mean, honestly, when it comes to the figures that swallow, I just want them as like a stagnant statue, really. I have no idea how to get in here. These boxes are nuts. They're not easy. I mean, it just takes a little bit of like looking and thinking to get into these boxes. Actually, there's so much tape. I don't know. They are pretty dynamic. Let me get in here. Okay, here's the fins. I'm going to bring this back here and just rip it open to get in there. Here's my fins and my tail. Okay, cool. And that's it. Awesome. So the fin, like the tail fin's actually really heavy. Love the coloration of this Mosa. Green is my favorite color. So this dude looks cool. Look at this tail. Ooh, that's interesting. That's a very eel-like tail. Okay. All right, we'll wait to talk about that when I bring out the other one. How do I just... All right, I'm gonna shove the tip of the tail in here. Oh, clicked in perfectly. Let's get in the fins here. Assuming the larger fin would go up. Oh, wow. Okay, I do want to show this. This is kind of interesting. Looks like the fins plug in the same way that, a similar way rather, that the tail does. Oh. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Really easy. Looked harder than it was. Here's our Mosasaurus. How awesome. This guy's so cool. Not one of my favorite creatures of the past, but definitely a really awesome one. When it comes to marine reptiles, this is my favorite. Definitely. But I never really think about marine reptiles that much, which is so sad. So obviously they were doing double what the creatures on land were doing at the time. You know, this creature started out in the ocean, came onto land, and then went back into the ocean again. How cool is that? I saw years ago an awesome documentary about Mosasaurus. I really should have thought of the name before I did this video. It was so good. Just look up Mosasaurus documentary. It was actually really, really incredible. It was all the, you know, the knowledge they have. How do I do this? Oh, okay. So I'm gonna hold here. So it's like a cool swimming action. It doesn't do it when you're facing him up because he's so dang heavy. When you do it to the side like this, it works perfectly. So this is him just swimming through the ocean. That's really cool. The tail actually really throws me off because I didn't think that's what their tails looked like. Obviously, like I said, we all know this. Frog DNA, other DNA from animals to create these creatures, these monsters. These are not real dinosaurs, you know? But still, it just kind of throws you off. Oh, yay. Okay, so we have the secondary jaw that they have. Believe it or not, scientists, paleontologists believe that these guys had a well, they know they had a secondary jaw in here, but they believe this actually could pull and move independently. So once it grabbed something, it could pull it down its throat with the secondary jaw. Like this actually operated and pulled prey in the mouth. That is so sick. It has these beautiful conical-like teeth that actually kind of show a bit of, if you kind of look at it and think about it, you can think that they're a little bit serrated on the side, which is kind of cool because Mosasaurus teeth, I didn't know this, looked very crocodilian-like. So this is my Mosasaurus tooth that I have in the Matrix. I got this at the dinosaur store in Cocoa Beach, Florida. I live in Central Florida. I've been going to the dinosaur store since I was very young. I have actually all of my fossils. Well, most of my fossils are from them. The other ones are just ones that I found. But so yeah, they're an incredible company. They have amazing stuff. And I don't know if you can pick this out. You have this giant tooth here, right? And then down here, you can see what I believe to be the next tooth that was going to replace this tooth if it ever fell out, which is kind of cool. I do think that's what that is. I mean, it has the same, literally the same markings and everything that this tooth has on here. So it's just really cool to me. This is a massive tooth. Obviously, they got bigger than this. This was a giant, giant animal. But this tooth would have, I mean, this creature would have been, the head would have probably been 4 feet long, 5 feet long, something like that. I would say 4 feet. And this would be from a younger animal. I mean, they got way larger than this, but this is a great representation. They didn't get kaiju big, obviously, but still. It's just interesting to me that almost like sharks, these guys ruled almost all of the oceans. They took control. They're a very prominent species. And this is a really awesome tooth. Just so cool. Just puts into perspective what kind of, these were sea dragons, like actual water dragons. Just so cool to me. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Love the figure. You press the button back here. Mouth has a wide bite radius. And obviously, I think it's to shoot out this little Dilophosaurus here. This isn't... This is kind of funny, actually. Let's see if we can do it. How do you do it? All right, I'm gonna try from this way because I'm right-handed. I'm gonna point him up towards the sky, and I'm going to. Ah! Okay, that was cool. It launched him. That's so funny. All right. I was eating this guy, and then he had some black goo in him, and he tasted awful. Oh, all right, cool. That's funny. Interesting, really cool, cute little toy, I would say play feature. Really cute and fun. I think the majority of us are going to have this dude on display on the shelf like this. Just so you know, like with all the other Mattel figures, this guy is gigantic. He's big. So it's a nice long, I would say 2 feet, easily 2 feet dragon right here. Love the coloration on him. Love his new design. I believe his nostrils are located up here. Let's see, you have 2 things right. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. He doesn't have crazy amount of crocodile osteoderms like the last one did, but he does have some big osteoderm-like things there. Interesting how the pattern, the color rather, goes from black to light brown, really, and then just a dead black tail. I do love the coloration. We got a little bit of black on the tips of the front fins here, and this full green on here. Fins in the front are larger, of course. Fins in the back are a little bit smaller. He's really cool. I've never had a Mattel Mosasaurus before, and I know they've had like a few different iterations of the last one. I just never had it. It's a shame. I wasn't into Mattel back then. This dude looks really good. And I guess you can scan his little flipper here. He would actually display really well if you put his fins a little bit forward. Look at that. That's awesome. So he sits pretty great. But look at that tail. That tail's throwing me off so much. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in another comparison here of a Mosasaurus from a scientifically accurate company that all dinosaur figure collectors love. This is called PNSO. This is the Mosasaurus from PNSO. Absolutely love this figure. This is the figure that's on display with my Mosasaurus tooth on my shelf. This is my, I really try, it's really hard, obviously, to have a figure for every fossil that you have. But in my room, I try to show the fossil than the actual representation of the animal. So it's super fun. I love this figure. I've had it for, probably 3 years. PNSO was my first company to get involved with when it came to dinosaur collecting, but surely not my last. They are one of the best out there. They're incredible. They love dinos, the company, and they give you so much information about the dinosaur once you buy this figure. And it comes with posters, like a bunch of posters and art cards. And you guys, some people get excited when they get one little card with a figure. When you buy one of these, you get a stack of paper in a beautiful like a box that belongs in a museum. So it's really nice. The display is absolutely insane. I love the look. This is what they believe Mosasaurus looked like. Obviously giving it a very whale-like color. Lighter in the bottom, darker in the top, which seems to be what evolution wanted to do in the ocean when it came to camouflage. I just love how sharks have white bellies, dark tops. Whales, same thing. It's just so cool. But what a cool figure. Definitely get this guy if you still can. PNSO Mosasaurus. Now I have another one, though. This is really cool. This is with my Tylosaur jaw that I have, which I know is not like a real Tylosaur jaw. It's been like constructed. I know how fossils are done, okay? I have some fossils that have literally very, very little restoration. I have some fossils that have 0 restoration that I've found, which is really cool. But you can always tell when someone has made like a fake jaw, but they've done a really good job and they tried, so I bought it. It wasn't too much. It was like $250. I should have brought it over here. This is a Tylosaurus, a cousin to the Mosasaurus. There were a few different creatures that shared this body pattern, or that shared this body rather. Look at that tail. And what I wanted to bring up, is like the difference of the tail shape here with Tylosaurus and Mosasaurus that we know of. It had like an upside down shark tail, which is kind of cool. Still works, helps you get through the water very fast. But then with this Mosa, we get an eel-like tail. Very, very eel, very fish-like. Interesting. That just doesn't seem to me as... like in the last, was it Dominion, when they showed the mosa with the whale, which was an awful, horrible scene. I hated it. But it was like talking with the whale, which then was like, oh, okay, so they put whale DNA in it? They didn't do that with this guy, obviously. It's like very, very different. So that's just really cool to me. I can't wait for the movie, just like all of you. I'm so tired of guessing what's going to happen. I just really want to see it. But yeah, this figure is awesome. He's really cool. The little play feature. The only thing, I like the swimming. That's really cool. I'm not going to be using that. Unfortunately, you know, but it's really cool that he can do that. I think for kids, this would be great. If I was a kid, I would be playing with this and G.I. Joes in the bathtub. Like, not kidding. Or in a pool. This is so cool. But as someone who's a little bit older, I'm just going to have this sitting like this. I do think it would be fun to shoot a Dilophosaurus at people every once in a while. So that's really cool. Let's see if it can do it. That's actually really funny. I really like that. So that's really cool. Overall, this dude is amazing. I'm really glad I got him. I didn't even go through the paint on mine. Obviously, mine has some issues here. But man, he's been living in the ocean. He scratches on stuff all the time. He ain't going to be perfect, all right? He is awesome. I am obsessed. And I am literally losing it. Getting all of these new Mattel Jurassic World Rebirth figures. It's been so much fun. This was actually the first one that I ordered. I know that for a fact, so it's so funny it got delivered today. He looks great, guys. I hope you get him. I hope we get him in the Hammond collection. I need him with some glass eyes. That would be so cool. But thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this gorgeous, our new Mosasaurus. He is truly awesome. I really do love this guy. Love his color patterns. Love the detail. He is really awesome. And I hope all of you are doing great out there in the world, my friends. And until the next time we meet.